Hey guys, good morning. I got another request for PayPal. Just if you hear me panting a lot, it's because I'm like taking a break from running, so that's probably it. But I think I already did a TA on PayPal, so this is going to be relatively quick. I didn't think that someone would request this again, but I think overall movement is down. I mean, I already talked about this, I think, in one of my lives, and I told you guys, I'm like, more than likely, PayPal is going to run up, close this gap, and possibly dump from there. And just looking at the daily, it closed bearish right here, closed bullish, and then it closed bearish again, and it continues that trend to the downside. You have a lot of movement on the downside for the stochastic, so you can definitely keep dropping a whole bunch. You still have about 50% move to the downside on the stoke, so I can definitely see PayPal continuing its drop to 272, but it does have really good resistance on 272 back from the beginning of August. But even on the weekly though, the weekly, you closed the bull week last week, or sorry, 2 weeks ago, but you actually had that close of the gap and then the continuation to the downside. So I definitely say I'm bearish on PayPal right now. And on average, these bearish momentum plays last maybe about a month or so before continuing to the upside. So I can definitely see PayPal, drop to 272, push sideways for a while, trade sideways for a while between maybe this range, and then jump up to the upside. But that gap, that gap getting filled doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, this gap got created back on what, late July, and I told you guys, I'm like, that gap is gonna get filled. And I told you guys back here, like in probably 272, I'm like, yo, if you guys want to get into PayPal, get into PayPal as a swing, and close immediately after that gap gets filled, like at 294, 295 or so. Remember to close if you're looking to swing it. Don't have your take profit right at the top of the gap. Have it a couple points to the downside, right? And that's exactly what happened. PayPal ran up to 296, and then it just completely dropped. So that's why it's always better to have your take profit, or your take, basically your take profit, a couple of dollars on the bottom of the top of that gap, because you would essentially made from 272 to 294 or something, you would have made a nice little profit there. So what would be the actual let's go like 294. You would have made a nice 8% return if you swing this, or if you bought options, that would have been at least a 50% gain on the option side, from buying at resistance or support at 272. So yeah, I do think fully right now, I do think PayPal is going to continue its downtrend, possibly hit 272. What does the monthly look like? Yeah, the monthly looks bearish, but keep in mind, the monthly has been bearish ever since October 1st, and all you've really seen is a gradual rise in price. So I wouldn't really look at the monthly too much. I think for the most part, overall, you have kind of a sideways upwards trend. So I would definitely not be surprised to see PayPal come back to 272, trail sideways, possibly at the most 253. But I think for the most part, you can see a trade sideways and then push back up again once you see, the monthly go back into like a bullish momentum. But right now, it does look like PayPal is going to continue its downtrend. I'd say I'm pretty confident of that. At least a retouch of 272, a major support. 4 hours still pretty bearish. I can see maybe a slight jump up here, back to like, I don't know, 285 or so. But I think evidently, we are going to see a 272 PayPal. I wouldn't play this right now. I don't think I would play PayPal. I wouldn't swing it or anything. I probably would only play this, after we see the weekly close bullish and kind of stay consistent on what the direction is. But I mean, if you're looking at PayPal long term, 272 is definitely a good entry point, especially if you're looking just to swing or just long term. Keep in mind, PayPal also moves pretty consistently with Bitcoin. So as long as Bitcoin and crypto are moving up, so will PayPal, because they have a huge holding in Bitcoin, and they also have, you can buy crypto through the PayPal foundation, or through the PayPal what is it called, through PayPal, right? the PayPal business. So keep in mind of the crypto market, because you know PayPal will follow crypto in some sort of way. But I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.